So this is office hour number 20. Today we are going to talk about two things. One is the AgenticFlow MCP on ChatGPT. So following up with last week announcement. So right now we make it work on AgenticFlow already, and I will show you like how you can connect an MCP into ChatGPT and using that to drive your agent and so on. And second one is how can you SEO your website as knowledge to your agent. The reason is this is something new that we just bring up today. So we hope that we can help you to experimenting with that, and perhaps that if you have any feedback, you can also help to share with me. And we are going to put this roadmap for October discussion. Yeah, so I think it's about time. We will also take some time to listen to your feedback on what should we build on October, and perhaps that we can have some open time for a quick Q&A as well. So that will be three topics of today. The first one is AgenticFlow MCP. So last week I already make a video about this one. I show you a demo, and right now I'm going to show you how you can set it up. You can see in here, this is the AgenticFlow MCP. It had been enabled and it's connected here. But you will need to enable the developer mode. And I'm going to ask you, what tool do you have? You can do health check on AgenticFlow, listing and search node type, creating, updating, or validating, executing, managing app connection, and get workflow detail result. So these are the actions that we provide to ChatGPT so that it can help us to discovering whatever action that we already have, and then perhaps it can help us to build some workflow and agent as well. Okay, so yeah, I'll fetch my list of workflow top 5. So what is there is that it's going to trigger action that call to our server, and we just list the workflow, and we just remember and we confirm. Okay, so for some reason, perhaps that the workflow is not updated, or there's a missing workflow and API key ID. So in order to do this one, so I will show you how you can troubleshoot this kind of issue. Okay, so firstly, you need to go into setting, and second, you go to connector. So in here, I already do the connected in here, but maybe there's something wrong on this one. I will delete this connection. So what first one, you need to enable developer mode. So you go into this one, you go to setting, you go to connector, and then you scroll down to advanced setting, and then you switch on this developer mode. So if you switch off and you go into here and you new chat, you will not able to see the developer mode. But if you go to the setting and then you enable that, then you will able to having the developer mode. Okay, make sure that having this on, and in here it will have developer mode, and you need to connect more resource. So when you click in here, this will asking you to give a name, the decryption and the MCP's URL, and also the authentication method. And for us, it's going to be AgenticFlow MCP. That MCP. That's just like this. Okay, and go back to ChatGPT, paste here. And the tool you just call AgenticFlow MCP, and this MCP is using for control your AgenticFlow workspace. I trust this application. You can add an icon if you want, and then you click create. Error fetching or out fetching. Maybe there's some error. Let me create this one. All right. After first one, it's going to asking you to choosing the workspace that you currently have, and then you need an API key. So when you can get this API key, it's very simple. You go into your AgenticFlow, and then you go into the API key section, and then you just click on create a new API key. You name it like ChatGPT for MCP, and you create this one and copy this one, and you go back into the ChatGPT and you just paste here, and you click connect. So we say AgenticFlow MCP is now connected. And if you scroll down, you will see that there is a lot of action that we are providing for the MCP or maybe ChatGPT. So it can list all of the node type, which is the action in the workflow, external MCP app, external tool, health check, all of these tools available. It can allow you create agent as well with name, model, and other configuration, and list agent, get agent, and blah, blah. So basically, just accept it as is. And then you go back here, you choose here and you choose developer mode, you add a source and you enable this one and you say, check connection. All right. So it is interconnected. Can you get list of my workflow first? Okay. So it have the workflow done, but on the agent part, is maybe having something wrong with the agent. So we will check that. But in here, it is saying that I have top 5 workflow currently in my workspace, including enrich company, deep research, edit image, generate AI image, and blah, blah, and blah. Let me go back into this one and I go into my workflow and see if it's true or not. And look like it's correct. So it was patching all of these workflow for me. Okay. So if you remember when we are doing this one, we were building a copilot, like your own copilot in here. And in here, actually what we have is we have like a prompt, the system prompt for the agent in here. And in here, we just copy and tie up these prompts. And then we just paste here, system prompts. So in here, what I just did is that I'm going to adding the agent, a system prompt where I asking it like, you are an expert in AgenticFlow automation software, and here is your process. First, you always start conversation with health check, and then you discovery, and then you will analyzing. So basically, I'm turning ChatGPT into some of the tool that I have. So for example, this one, it was health check have been passed, and AgenticFlow MCP is readable and responding. Wait, let me recap. Will our Gemini allows to connect through MCP? You mean the Gemini app, right? I don't know yet. I think on the Google level, they do have that kinds of capability, but in the Gemini app, they didn't announce that they have this kinds of capability yet. But if they do, then we can also have them to support as well, because the hardest part is already done, where we are allowing the ChatGPT in order to interacting with our platform on our behalf. And perhaps that when we are building the good prompt and also good system and data and knowledge, it can be functioning as is. Okay. And second question from Mr. Specimen is, look like dev mode have been different color, orange range around the prompt. Correct. So I think they would like to distinguish between dev mode and normal mode so that people will not easily make mistake, I would say. And AgenticFlow MCP also connect to 10K. Yes. So technically, if everything is work well, but we can have like, this one. So search external MCP app. So this will give your agent or ChatGPT have the access to the list of all 10,000 MCP action that we already have to get access to that. And because it can read what is this MCP needed, then it can actually easily to compose the new workflow with this MCP action as one of the steps in that workflow. See in here, go to setting, go to connector, and go into AgenticFlow. You can use. So basically, you can acting on behalf of like ChatGPT. You can instruct it. First one in order to maybe list some workflow and also to brainstorming with you. And when it have the detailed understanding about the workflow that you would like to do, then maybe you can ask it to start to experimenting by search a node type that currently have and search an external MCP app so that it can browsing a 10,000 library in order to understand in logically how is a workflow is going to work. And finally, it can be able to create a workflow for you. So I think, I don't know why, but ChatGPT just somehow is too slow for me. It's work. So it can search for Gmail now, and it can, having some other like Postmaster tool, Mixmatch, and Strict and Big Mailer. So it means it can discover the workflow. So we are having that AgenticFlow MCP, and we will continue to optimize further on this part. Second one I would like to share with everyone is about SEO your website. So this is a new feature that we call is URL context by Google. So Google's were recently announcing this new feature. So it is kind of like a tool for that for Gemini's API. So what they are using is that actually like you will feed the model with some of the information that can be PDF, it can be image, it can be web and other data file. But sometimes right now, if you are having a website, right, and you will do the kinds of like fetching, like web scraping. So it's not good because some of the website will block you. They will just ban you from crawling the data from their website. But it turned out that it will be easier because Google is actually creating an indexing of every website, most of every website on the planet, right? So it means what it can do is it can be unlock, like synthesizing the content, and also as an input. So you can web fetching this one. And for example, let me open this so that we can look at real quick. So for example, like you can just give it a prompt, and then you include a URL into the prompt, and then it will be fetching the information and feed into the LM, and then the LM will automatically have the context of this one without having to run another scrapping. So this is powerful because there will be no longer like a blocking problem. So we currently integrated that into workflow. So you can go here, maybe let me go into, let me create a new workflow, and URL context by rule. And we create a new workflow. And in here, if you search for URL context, it will allow you to asking this one. And then you will just, let me just delete this one, and we just say this is a prompt, right? So I will just create an input. I just say this is a prompt, and in here I will just say is required, and this one, it should be a prompt. This is a prompt. Save this, and just passing directly into here. So let me go into this single input, and I would just say I will do this one. Okay, fetch these documents and also summarize this document. Okay, so I'm with I think there's a big news like NVIDIA invest to OpenAI. For example, like this blog post. Okay, so this is a blog post, but I just want like summarize this website. This is the payword. Let's do another one that perhaps straight time, this one. So this is creating this one, and right now it's more interesting. Let me creating another one like OpenAI from Oracle, this one. And I'm going back here, I was saying, okay, and read this as well. Synthesize the result. Just run. So normally what you have to do before is you have to scrap the website, and then you need to concatenate it into a prompt. So you need to query, right? Actually, right now with this URL, Google URL context, then actually you can prompt. Okay. They also block it. Okay. Just because maybe just CNBC. Let me replace this one with this one. So as you can see in here, so we can have it two blog posts totally separated. And also it will synthesize the information, and it will including like NVIDIA will invest into OpenAI, and also OpenAI will purchase something from Oracle. Okay. Wait, what? I was not able to access a second article from CNBC as well. Okay. It's payword, blah, and restriction prevent access. Anyway, I think today demo is not going so well on this part. I need to be well prepared for next time. But I think you guys understand the core idea about this one. So basically, instead of like you trying to scrapping the like 20 website, and then you will feed that into a list, and then you feed it to your LM. Right now, you don't need to do it anymore. You can just put everything into a prompt and choosing the model of Google, either Gemini 2.5 Pro or 2.5 Flash. And what it can do is that it's acting as LM, but with ability of reading the web by default. So it will be helpful for some of the tasks that just to fetching different URL. And according to Google, it will not limit it into website. It will also do PDF, so you can provide direct link to a PDF. So for example, I'm going to put a PDF file that say small LM is the future of AI. So this is a very famous. So you just view PDF, and you just copy this PDF, and we just say get key ideas from this one. Just run it. Gemini, read this PDF in a second, synthesize the information without even need you to upload the file. And this one. Let's do another one as well. OpenAI release paper on how people use ChatGPT. This one, let me having the paper, the full working paper. Okay, this one. Okay, let me copy this link. Help me to understand how they link to this each other, and is the future look like. Yep, run. So basically you can kind of like producing the ability of your agent that reading the online documentation. And what is more powerful is this is a workflow, but you can equip that to your agent. And because your agent can compose these prompts to whatever you want, right? So it was saying, okay, this is the context. So the URL is blah. And this is the second paper, is how people to use ChatGPT and how they link to each other. Is that the uses? Yep, so it will skip a lot. And let me create a new agent that agent with web browsing. And let me create this new agent. In this agent, I'm going to just make it very simple. I'm just create one more workflow, this one, and I add. And I just using the same prompt, right? Read this and this. Extract key point. Help me to drive to write a blog post. What up? Okay, it will trigger this one, URL context by Google, and it will just actually doing what exactly the same what we have in beside, and then it will starting to write a blog post with the context from these two websites without us having able to do web scraping. So that is just like bypass all the step. And yeah, you don't need to pay for service like file crawl or like API file in order to do this simple web scraping. Yeah. Is there a way to store information you sync together into a Google Sheet? Yeah, of course. So you can kind of like either you can add new MCP into here. Search Google. Maybe just search Google Docs. But you can do the same. Can you write this blog post to new Google Docs file with relevant title? Yeah, because I have this Google Docs in here already, and suppose that my agent should be able to synthesize the information, writing a blog post, and upload into a new Google Docs file, or even like insert to new Google Sheet file. It will contour Google Docs, create document. I have a feeling like the agent that on AgenticFlow is much faster than the agent in ChatGPT. I might be wrong, but seriously. Wow. We can create a new, let me click on this one. So we have a new blog post, the future of AI, blah. I think this one is using a Markdown, which is not so well, I would say. Maybe we just turn on file system and save. Let's create a down file of this blog post so that I can download. Yeah, so you see that it has been creating a new file, the future of AI.md, and we can click on this one, and this is beautifully formatted. So it looks much nicer than this one, right? And actually you can download this as a file, and then you can actually open it. So let me go into my Google Drive. Okay, I will open this one, and because the Markdown file actually something that Google can translate. So this one is going to make a much nicer blog post comparing to the one that ChatGPT is creating directly here. You can see. So that is the tactic that I think you can use. So firstly, you're asking the agent to creating a .markdown file, then you download it, and then perhaps that you can have. Oh wait, so hey, why don't you let me add a Google Drive. We can also have the Composer MCP server. Let's go here, go into Composer, and then get started and log in, continue. I have Gmail, calendar, and blah. Let me search for Drive. Google Drive. They have Google Drive. So I will connect account, connect, close. Okay. Let's view server. Okay. Let's create a server. Okay. I just using upload file only. Okay. So we're just using this one, and we go into HTTP stream and copy. Okay. Let's go into AgenticFlow, go into MCP server, wait, connection, and then go into MCP server connection, create connection. Let's say Composer, Google Drive, shown by Composer. Transport, choose streamable HTTP, paste here, and connect. Right. Let's come back to our agent, edit, add this MCP, Google Drive. Should be the last one. No. Okay. Add this one. Okay, it have two field tool. Upload. Let me add here. Okay. Please upload this file to my Drive folder. What is the error? Because this file is kind of like, it's not a real file. It is still in memory. So that's why when they are uploading the file into Google Drive, they will have some problem. Yeah, this is interesting. So we have a new scenario on this part. But anyway, so I think I go a bit too far from this one. So originally, I would like to show everyone that URL context by Google is something that you should definitely use in order to appending multiple URL of file or different things, image and web and data file, including like XML or CSV, JSON, text file, and so on, in order to make your agent will be ingress those information more effectively. And this is something that definitely Google was having us to provide. Then definitely we need to make the best out of it, right? So I hope that with this one you can have some good use of this part. Yeah, PDF, image, of course, and finally is web and also data. Cool. All right, I think that's it for today. Apologize for the MCP server. I think ChatGPT is just too slow. Even we connect to it already, but in order to make it a good use, but however, we need to experiment more. But I think URL context, which is the second one that I demo to everyone, is something that's very useful for me personally, because when I build the workflow to sell to some of the enterprise customer, I think using this one is saving me a lot of time. Instead of like just downloading and scrapping different files, I just dump everything into one single prompt. So I think that is something that is good for me, and I hope that it can also be good for you as well. Yeah. So thanks, Mr. PC Man. I hope this URL context is helpful for you, and because this is by Google and they build it in a way that is really useful in order to synthesize different information. So I hope that this is something that can make a good use of you. And for October, I think what we are going to do is we are going to make it more polishing on some of the feature that we currently have, but fix some bug, and perhaps that we also demoing some of new MAS feature as well. All right, I think that's it for today. Thanks for staying until the very end. And if you have any question, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise, I think we can close up the meeting of today.